We are going to continue investing. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I asked the Prime Minister how much McKinsey got. He said, well, it was all for the middle class. He's always had difficulty defining what the middle class is. Now we know his definition. It's his friends who make $1,500 an hour as high-priced consultants for his government over at McKinsey, where his personal friend Dominic Barton was the boss. We now know that he spent $15 billion plus per year on high-priced consultants, while Canadians are eating at food banks, living in homeless shelters, and house prices have more than doubled. Again, how much did his government give McKinsey? How much?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, while the Leader of the Opposition snickers at the middle class, we will stay focused on supporting them. That's exactly what we did by bringing forward supports for low-income renters, supports for families to send their kids to the dentist. These are things that the Conservative Party voted against, just as they stood against the Canada Child Benefit, just as they stood against help for seniors, just as they've continued to stand against investments that have Canadians' backs before the pandemic, through the pandemic, and since the pandemic. We will continue to be there for Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
After 8 years of this Prime Minister, mortgage payments have doubled, up to $7,000 per month for an average house in Toronto. Rent prices have doubled, up to $2,500 a month for an average place in Toronto. The number of people eating at food banks has gone up to 1.5 million, and crime is up 32%. So we wonder where all this $500 billion of inflationary debt actually went. Now we know. Liberal friends got the money. So I'm going to ask a third time. The well-connected insiders at McKinsey, how much did the Prime Minister give them? How much?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, over the past number of years, we've invested in supporting Canadians from coast to coast to coast, to lift families out of poverty, to help seniors make ends meet, to invest in low-income renters, to help people access dental care for their kids, to deliver the kinds of things that have made not just Canadians better off, but our whole economy work better. We're going to continue to step up in investing in Canadians while Conservatives continue to push cuts and austerity and not being there for Canadians. We know that investing in Canadians is the best way to build a better future.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Prime Minister says that Canadians have never had it so good as they face 40-year highs in inflation, as food prices are up 12% year over year after he brought in a carbon tax on our farmers, as the cost of housing has more than doubled, as students are actually living in homeless shelter. We know why, though, he's so out of touch with these people after 8 years, because the people he surrounds himself with, like the high-priced consultants at McKinsey, are doing better than ever. So I'd like to ask him again. This company did work of little or no value according to his own public servants. How much did Canadians have to pay for that?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, on the contrary, Canadians are struggling right now with high inflation caused by global crises, with interest rates, with disruptions in the global supply chains, and that's why we've stepped up to support Canadians. Despite Conservative politicians voting against it, we've been able to keep investing in Canadians while maintaining the best balance sheet in the G7. We have the lowest debt to GDP ratio, the lowest deficit of all our G7 partners, and we've put that to work to support the Canadians who need it most. We will continue to be there for the middle class and people working hard to join it.